Hello everyone. Today we are going to do a demo to show how can we load data from multiple different sources into BigQuery. So essentially, we'll create a data set to store tables. We'll ingest this new data set from a CSV. We will also try to ingest a new data set from Google Cloud Storage to BigQuery. And we'll create tables from other tables with DDL. So the goal here is to show how can we load different kind of data available in different sources into BigQuery. We'll also try to load data into BigQuery using a command line interface and console. And as I said, we'll also try to create some tables in BigQuery using data definition language. So with that, let's get started. So if you see here, we'll have to go and first open BigQuery interface. We will have that in big data. So this is our project ID. We click here. We click on creating a data set. Now, for dataset ID, we'll say NYC taxi because we are trying to pull this information out. We'll keep everything else as default and we'll create a data set. Now, because we have just created this data, this is just a schema. We don't have any data available inside it right now. So we'll try to ingest this data from CSV. So let's try to ingest this data. We'll click on create table. It will ask us what kind of table we want to have and where we can pull the data from. So we'll say create table from upload. We have a file at our location, so we'll upload that. We'll browse to a location where we have our data file. So this is our CSV file here, which has all the data. And format here is a CSV format. Our destination would be 2018 Tech 2018 trips. That's our destination. Schema, we can say auto detect. So it would automatically detect what schema we need to pull. And we are not partitioning any data. We are not doing anything with the default type. And we'll just go ahead and we'll say create table. So now you see here this trip table is created. These are details. It has 1.23 MB of data, approximately 10,000 rows. If you want to preview the data, this gives you a brief snapshot of all the data. So if you want to look at this data, you can look all the data. So the idea here is we had a CSV file. We uploaded data from that CSV file into our BigQuery interface. Now we want to say, we want to order top 5 trips with the fare amount. So if you go back to your query interface here, try to run. If you see here, this will return 1.2 MB of data. It is a valid query. Validation was successful. Let's go ahead and try to run the query and see what kind of data we are getting back. So let's hide our editor for time being. So these are top 5 queries that we have. And the highest fair amount, if you see here, it's 300. Let's take a look at the job information that you have here. It took 0.3 seconds to pull 1.23 MB of data. Let's see execution detail. It took 0.3 seconds. Slot consumes were 0.078. There was no shuffling done. There was no byte information pulled. Here you get a very good split in terms of how much time resources spent on wait, read, and compute, as well as write. Your input data set was approximately 10,000 records. Your output data set is 5. Now let's try to ingest a new data set from Google Cloud Storage. To do that, give me 1 second. So we'll show our editor. Now we are trying to pull data from Google Cloud Storage. So we'll have to go ahead and activate Cloud Shell within the BigQuery interface. You go ahead, you click on Cloud Shell. So we have CSV data available in our Google Cloud Storage location. We'll have to pull this data into our BigQuery interface. So the way we do it is, we'll have a script here. So BigQuery, we are saying load. Source format is CSV. Schema, we are saying that it would auto-detect the schema. And this is the location where you have, so we have our CSV file at cloud training OCBL013 location. So let's click enter and see if we are able to pull this data into BigQuery. So if you see here, your current status is done. So now we can go ahead and we can look how much data did it pull and where did it pull. So now if you we can minimize this Cloud Shell. We can go trips data. We can go in the details view. So you see initially it was 1.10 MB. Now table size is 46 MB. It has 20,000 records. Initially it had 10,000 records. So we had 10,000 records initially that we pulled from the CSV file, and remaining 10,000 we pulled from cloud storage, which supports unstructured data storage within GCP platform. Now let's go ahead and create some kind of tables. We'll create a DDD table from DLL, and then we'll try to run some queries and see how we are able to pull the data out from here. So so we'll open our editor. So we go to our editor here. So this will pull, if you see here the query, this will pull 2.5 MB when run. The validation is successful. So let's go ahead and run the data, run the query. So you see here your table is created here. Table has vendor ID, pickup date time, drop off date time, passenger count, trip distance, rate code, and all this different type of field IDs here. Right now it has 1523 data, 191.86 KB of data. And this is the preview of some of the data out of those 1523 data elements. Now let's try to run the query to see what is the longest distance traveled in January. So let's go back to our query here. We'll delete this. We'll have our new query. Again, this is valid query. It is going to pull 191.9 KB of data. Okay. Completed. So we are seeing it travel 28.04 distance. And there were like 6 passengers who did that travel for the month of January. So yeah, with that, we'll conclude our demo here. But the intent of this demo, as I stated before starting the demo, was to showcase how are we able to pull data from different sources into BigQuery. We used CSV as our data source to pull the data into BigQuery. We also used Google Cloud storage, and we pull data from there. And then we tried to create some tables within the BigQuery interface on the data that we had. And we did some query to see how are we able to pull the data that we have sourced in from different locations. With that, if you have any other questions, do let us know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you.